It all started on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, a day that would forever change the course of my life. As I sat on the living room couch, scrolling through my phone, I could hear my dad and my stepmom, Linda, talking in the kitchen. I never imagined that their conversation would lead to an outrageous scheme that would turn my world upside down. "Just trust me, it will work," Linda said, her voice a mix of excitement and determination. "He needs to see her as a daughter, not just a stepchild." My curiosity piqued. I leaned closer to the kitchen door. What was she plotting? I had always felt like an outsider in my own home since my dad married Linda. It was like she had taken over my life, pushing me aside to create a perfect family image. But I had no idea how far she was willing to go to win my dad's approval. After a few minutes of hushed discussion, Linda emerged from the kitchen with a mischievous glint in her eyes. She looked at me and smiled. "Hey, sweetheart, can I talk to you for a moment?" I hesitated, unsure if I wanted to know what she was up to. "Sure, what's up?" Linda leaned in, her tone conspiratorial. "I have a crazy idea, and I need your help." I raised an eyebrow. "What kind of idea?" "What if you dressed up as a girl for a month? You could be my daughter, and it would help your dad see you in a different light. He's been so distant lately, and I think this could really bring us closer as a family." I was taken aback. The idea seemed outrageous, but part of me was intrigued. I had always been a tomboy, preferring jeans and t-shirts over dresses and skirts. The thought of transforming into a girl for a whole month was both terrifying and exhilarating. "What if Dad doesn't go for it?" I asked, my mind racing. Linda waved her hand dismissively. "He will. Just think about it. You be the perfect daughter, and it might just rekindle his interest in our family. Plus, I'll help you every step of the way." I was torn. On one hand, I wanted to support Linda and prove to my dad that I could be the daughter he always wanted. On the other hand, the thought of dressing up and pretending to be someone I wasn't felt like a betrayal to myself. After a long night of sleepless tossing and turning, I finally agreed. It was a decision I would soon question. The next morning, Linda took me shopping. As I walked through the aisles, I felt like I was in a strange dream. There were pastel-colored dresses, glittery accessories, and makeup that seemed to mock my usual style. "Let's start with this cute dress," Linda exclaimed, holding up a frilly pink number that looked like something out of a fairy tale. I grimaced, but before I could protest, she tossed it into the cart. Over the next few days, I found myself submerged in this new reality. Linda taught me how to apply makeup, style my hair, and even walk in heels. Each lesson was an adventure, filled with laughter and occasional frustration. I struggled to adjust to this new version of myself, but part of me began to enjoy the attention and compliments I received. As the month progressed, I was thrust into social situations that tested my limits. One day, Linda announced we were going to a family gathering at my dad's sister's house. "You'll be the star of the show," she said, her excitement palpable. The day of the gathering arrived, and I felt a mix of nerves and anticipation. Dressed in a floral dress and heels, I took a deep breath before stepping into the living room filled with relatives. To my surprise, everyone embraced my new persona, showering me with compliments. "You look just like your mom," my aunt exclaimed, which felt both rewarding and disorienting. As the night wore on, I found myself laughing and joking with family members, and for the first time, I felt like I truly belonged. But underneath the surface, a sense of unease lingered. I was still pretending to be someone I wasn't, and the guilt gnawed at me. One evening, Linda and I were chatting on the porch when she mentioned my dad's behavior. "He's been so much more engaged since you started this," she said. "I think he's finally seeing you as part of the family." Her words struck a chord. Was this deception really working? Would I have to keep living this lie to maintain our newfound family dynamic? As the month continued, I began to struggle with my dual identity. I found myself slipping into the role of Lily, Linda's perfect daughter, while Alex, the real me, was fading into the background. I felt torn between the two worlds, and the pressure to maintain the charade grew heavier. Things took a turn when my dad called me into his study one afternoon. He looked serious, and my heart raced as I sat down across from him. "Lily, can we talk?" he'd asked, his tone softer than I expected. "I've noticed you've been different lately, more cheerful and open. I'm glad to see you bonding with Linda." My heart sank. Did he truly think I had become someone else? I forced a smile, trying to play the part. "Thanks, Dad. Linda has really helped me a lot." As we continued talking, I felt a sense of clarity wash over me. My dad was connecting with Lily, but at what cost? A few days later, while I was getting ready for bed, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. The girl staring back at me was beautiful, confident, and everything Linda had hoped I would be. But she wasn't me. That night, I had a heart-to-heart with Linda. "I can't keep this up," I confessed, tears welling in my eyes. "I feel like I'm losing myself." Linda listened, her expression softening. "I never wanted you to lose yourself, sweetheart. I thought this would help your dad see you differently, but it's important that you feel comfortable in your own skin." In the days that followed, I mustered the courage to confront my dad. I invited him for a walk in the park, hoping to find the right moment to share my feelings. As we strolled beneath the trees, I took a deep breath. "Dad, can I talk to you about something important?" I started, my heart racing. "Of course, Lily. What's on your mind?" I hesitated, the weight of my secret pressing down on me. "I've enjoyed spending time with you and Linda, but I feel like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not." He stopped walking, turning to face me. "What do you mean? I'm not really Lily. I'm Alex. I'm still me, just in a different outfit. I want to be your daughter, but I can't be someone I'm not." For a moment, silence hung between us. Then my dad smiled, his eyes softening. "I've missed you, Alex. I'm proud of you for being honest. It doesn't matter what you wear. You're my kid, and I love you for who you are." With those words, a wave of relief washed over me. I felt lighter, as if a burden had been lifted. That evening, I returned home and sat down with Linda. "Dad knows," I told her, my voice trembling with emotion. "He loves me for who I am." Linda nodded, tears glistening in her eyes. "I'm so proud of you. You're brave for sharing your truth." From that day on, I no longer had to pretend. I learned to embrace my identity, merging the lessons I had learned as Lily with my true self as Alex. I still wore dresses and explored my feminine side, but it was on my terms. As the weeks passed, my relationship with my dad and Linda transformed. We became closer, bonded by honesty and understanding. I realized that family isn't about appearances. It's about love, acceptance, and being true to yourself. And so, my journey continued, one where I could be Alex, with all the complexities and colors that came with it.